Have you ever looked up at the daytime sky and wondered what sits just past the clouds? If we could fly straight up, right through the blue, we would find a sparkling, colorful space waiting for us. Welcome to our space neighborhood. And just like any neighborhood on Earth, ours has a big, bright center holding everything together: the sun. The sun is a massive, glowing ball made entirely of incredibly hot gases, mostly hydrogen and helium. Think of it like a giant, continuous campfire floating in space. Even though it looks like a smooth, yellow circle to us during the day, the sun is actually a star. It only looks different from the tiny, twinkling stars you see at night because it is so much closer to Earth. To see how huge the star is, look at this diagram. If the sun were an empty shell, you could fit about 1.3 million Earths inside of it. Despite that size, our sun is really just an average, medium-sized star compared to all the other stars scattered across the universe. Still, this single star is perfectly designed for us. Without the deep heat and bright light it shares across space, no plants, animals, or humans could survive on our planet. To see our entire space neighborhood, we have to zoom way out. This area is ancient. Scientists believe it formed about 4.6 billion years ago. Long before Earth existed, this whole area started out as a massive, swirling cloud of bright cosmic dust and colorful gases. Over time, that cloud shaped itself into what we called the solar system. The word solar means sun, so the solar system is simply the sun plus every single object that travels around it. These objects don't float around randomly. They follow fixed, invisible paths around the sun called orbits. You can think of orbits like invisible racetracks in the sky. Because every space object stays safely in its own lane, our neighborhood stays orderly and free from cosmic crashes. The biggest objects driving on these invisible tracks are the 8 main planets. They sit in a very specific order, starting from the one closest to the sun and moving outward. Now, memorizing 8 new space names in the exact right order might sound a little tricky at first. To help keep these names in order, we can use a special sentence. My very easy method just speeds up naming planets. We can see how this works in the diagram. The first letter of each word matches a planet. My is for Mercury. Very is Venus. Easy is Earth. Method is Mars. Just is Jupiter. Speeds is Saturn. Up is Uranus. And naming planets is Neptune. Just repeat that simple sentence to yourself, and you can instantly map out the main streets of our entire solar system. If we travel all the way past Neptune, out to the very edge of our planetary lineup, we meet a famous smaller neighbor, Pluto. For a long time, Pluto was called a regular planet, just like Earth or Mars. But as scientists learned more about space, they realized it belonged in a different category. Today, Pluto is known as a dwarf planet. This is a special name for the smaller, unique members that live on the edges of the neighborhood. Let's leave the icy edges and fly all the way back to Earth, because there is another type of object here that doesn't orbit the sun directly. This diagram shows a dot following Earth. When an object circles a planet like this, we call it a satellite. We have our own natural satellite right here. It's the textured gray rock we see at night, the moon. This shows us that planets do not have to travel their long orbits alone. They have smaller companions like the moon to keep them company on the trip. Let's pull all the way back now and look at everything moving together. We have the glowing sun providing heat and light at the center, the 8 planets speeding along their invisible roads, the dwarf planets guarding the edges, and the moons quietly circling their planets. Looking up at the night sky tonight, those tiny points of light reveal a busy, perfectly balanced family of planets and stars. Thank you for taking this tour with Special5 Online Tuitions. The next time you feel the sun warm your face, remember just how amazing your space neighborhood really is.